Now for the masteries that are actually, tend to be the most colorful. The utility masteries. Phase walkers, just kind of the same thing right now. Reduce the casting time of recall by 1 second. It's a one point wonder. Might as well get it if you're gonna just increase, I mean, if you just want to go to the next tier. Then Fleet of Foot is probably the best one. Immediately, almost every jungler is going to want to get this if they're going into the utility tree or if they have 9 points to spare. Tier 1, 1.5 movement speed. That's amazing. Though, everybody else gets to have it too, so it's not exactly going to help out. A lot of characters kill a lot of junglers kill their gank targets. However, it's going to at least help you clear up and down the jungle a little bit better. Then the next one is the meditation, mana regeneration. This one is basic. If you need it, which is rare for most junglers, get it. Otherwise, just skip it. And scout. Increase the cast range of wards and trinket items by 10%. It could be useful depending if you're if you really require wards and trinkets. It seems very strong on Lee Sin for starters. That's kind of cool. Drop a ward and your W. Though it's kind of it might, I don't know the exact range of it, so I don't know how useful that could end up being. But I do think it has some uses. I'll probably end up just putting a point into Phase Walker or Scout more than I would on meditation, since most junglers don't necessarily require that. Anyways, Conjurer, summon units, traps, and clones have 10% increased duration. The only jungler I know that has traps is Shaco. So it's not, I guess, only useful on him. I don't know if Maokai's saplings last any longer, but even if they did, I don't necessarily see this being too useful, except for, I guess, scouting. Summoner's Insider, just to summon the cooldown of summoner spells by 4%. Smite's on like 30-second cooldown, or no, 40-second cooldown with how much? Let's see. At 10%, that's like shaving off 4 or 5 seconds from it. So it's not exactly that impactful, but on some very slow junglers like Nautilus, you kind of need to get it. It's still, just in tier 2, so you can probably just dump points into it. Strength of Spirit. Gain health regeneration equal to 10% of your mana regeneration. Now, again, not a lot of junglers necessarily build mana regeneration, so it's not exactly useful. But I guess you build Shadows of the Harmony when you're like an AP jungler, maybe like, I don't know, Diana, it could be, but that's like very rare and pretty much just for laners. Alchemist increases the duration of potions and elixirs by 10%. Now this one's pretty damn good. Not only will it heal you slightly more with potions, but elixirs are kind of your go-to item for junglers if you need an immediate boost. Like if you've seen me buy them in my videos. If it looks like I want to be picking fights with people right off the bat, or my team is engaging in skirmishes, or I need just an extra boost of health, I'll purchase this. I'll purchase elixirs right out, like just bam. I'll buy them, use them, and hopefully get back my money's worth. So this is just a 1 point wonder, and it's a pretty good 1 point wonder. I will definitely just take this on most junglers if I'm going to the utility tree. And to be honest, not like there's much any other actual choices out there. Maybe Scout, I guess. Greed gains an additional 1.5 gold every 10 seconds, up to 1.5 gold. Zero. Anyways, Greed. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about it. I would just, favor obviously Runic Affinity, which is the same as it always has been, except I think it's a little bit higher. Runic Affinity is definitely the best in the utility tree for most junglers, and it's 9 points. So if you have 21 in the offensive or 21 in defensive, you can get this in utility tree. So that's probably what I'll end up getting. And Vampirism. This is probably one of the best ones in the utility tree for junglers as well. 3 lifesteal and 3 spell vamp. 3%, I mean. Of course, pretty much almost any jungler can make use of this immediately, and some junglers like Udyr and Dr. Mundo, and I guess Elise, make amazing use of this since they combine both these stats given to them. Then the other item from this is, the other master from this, evolving from Alchemist, is Culinary Master. Your health potions are upgraded into biscuits that restore an additional 20 health and 10 mana instantly upon consumption. It's a funny little thing. You get little cookies that give you extra healing and just more mana. The 10 mana is what's going to be the colorful here. This is essentially 100 more health. I mean, if you start off with 5 potions in the machete, and 50 free mana just right there, just by eating them. All it costs you is a mastery point. I don't see this as being too useful like later into the game, and it's mostly only for early game and for laners, I guess. But, I mean, for a 1-point wonder, it's pretty damn strong. I wouldn't upgrade it immediately until you see the next Masteries debt. Wealth increases starting gold by 40. Now, this one seems good, but it's not exactly useful. Like, what can you buy with 40 extra gold? Especially not a jungler who's already dumping all his gold into machetes and potions. I mean, if you were to go for an alternative build like Doran's Blade, which has been nerfed substantially, and machete's been buffed quite a bit, or boots, you can, I guess, pick up another potion, but it also involves investing into greed. So overall, and greed isn't that useful until much later on, until it starts paying back. So getting wealth requires 4 points that you subtract from another useful mastery. So it's pretty fucking useless. Bandit grants an additional 15 gold on a champion kill or assist. Range, you gain 3 gold each time you attack an enemy champion. Whatever. So this is very good if you're chain killing people or whatever. Well, I mean, I don't know if the 5 second condition applies to melee champions, but if it ends up racking up if you go into gank somebody, kill them, and you get a little bit more bonus gold. Definitely, all you need to do is kill 4 people, and you've already made more than wealth. So, and it only requires 1 point without having to invest in 3 points into something else. So this one's an option too. Expanded mind, 2% increased maximum mana. This is not exactly useful in any way for most junglers. Very limited junglers actually need this. So I just skip it unless you're a Trinity Force, Frozen Heart, Glacier Shroud item kind of guy. I guess Udyr maybe, but I still wouldn't. Inspiration 5 experience every 10 seconds while near a higher level allied champion. Now this one is obviously not for junglers. It's basically useless in my opinion for junglers. You're either going to be slightly underleveled for your teammates, you're going to be farming constantly now apparently in the Season 4 jungle, and you're not exactly as vulnerable as a support laner. So I don't think, and you're not really going to be hanging out with them, for until way later into the game. Maybe in some cases when you're not expected to gank people a lot, or you're not going to get any experience, you could get this so later on in team fights you slowly catch up to them. But I think it's pretty useless. So seeing as this tier is kind of disappointing, I'll probably get the biscuit one. I'll probably get the bandit one, and then I'll probably just get scout. And that still doesn't activate anything. And there's still pretty much nothing else here that I can invest in. So I guess I'll dump a point in greed. Scavenger, 1 gold each time an ally kills a nearby lane minion. It's not exactly for a jungler, of course. You can think that. And intelligence is just cooldown reduction and, cooldown... a cooldown of activated items by 10%. I don't know if this counts trinkets, but this is flat out just really good. It's just free stats. All the other choices kind of suck. Instead of investing into Scout and the Greed, you could have invested into the Mana Regeneration, which is probably what I should have done, considering, it's actually not the worst thing. It's actually probably better than this gold thing. Anyways, it looks like I have 2 free points to dump somewhere else. And Wanderer, gain 5% increased movement speed out of combat. If this isn't one of the sexiest masteries in the game, then I don't know what is. Combine this with early boots, or early boots of speed, and holy crap, you're gonna be a ganking machine. At least on the characters like Warwick and Maokai and stuff like that, the direct gankers. I mean, if you saw the video that I was with Warwick, I had movement speed masteries, I had Fleet of Foot, and I had Wanderer. I had 396 movement speed at the start of the game without boots. I was really damn fast. Of course, the second I get into combat, a lot of this just goes away. But, with Warwick, you just run up to somebody, press R, and you hope they die within that time span. But either way, it seems in all the masteries, there seems to be some dead points somewhere there and some extra points. The offensive one looks awesome. The defensive one looks okay. Utility one looks godlike, except, some of them they're obviously not for junglers.